Introduction. If you have ever had trouble sleeping for more than one night, then you have to keep listening. The mind is a doorway to 1,000 realities. Think of each reality of the mind as a room. If you do so, you will come into the truth that a man can be trapped in his mind. The study of a man's psychology has always considered the mind as having more phases, or more streams, if you will, than what we know as the conscious phase or stream. Knowing this, we get into a deeper understanding of the mind, how it could control us, and how we, in turn, could get the reins of control. This is just what happens when you lose your sleep. A part of your mind, your worries, is trying to get the better side of your rest and useful sleep time. You don't know it, so you cannot fight it. But guess what the case would be when you finally get in control? You will simply see yourself walking through that doorway of your mind again. This time, it will be with an understanding of the different realities that there are. You will see yourself in the place of choosing what reality you want to be a part of at your time of sleep. You will choose it. You will rest in that reality. This is your origin of achieving inner peace. You would rest from inside out. With your mind in its calm, sleep becomes your slave. As of 2018, it was recorded that over 60 million Americans suffer from sleeplessness, that is, insomnia. In that huge number, 30% are adults, and they already show symptoms of insomnia. This means that in most cases, it never just hits you with its full-blown dose. It comes with its warning signals. What are these warning signals that you already are beginning to see in your sleep pattern? Has the sudden and untraceable headache started kicking in? Have you started losing focus and concentration? Perhaps you see yourself in a discussion or among a group of people, and you suddenly just seem to have drifted far away in your mind. This is where you get stuck, till night, and you just can't find any sleep because you can't find your way out. If you already are seeing any of the above stated symptoms, or even more, then there is a need for you to get yourself into action as soon as you can. You do not need any drugs. What you need is a travel means by which you access that inner calm of your mind, going past the worries and pains, and you find your rest within. This is what Bedtime Stories for Adults is going to do to you. It is a moment of being raptured into deeper points of your mind and unconsciousness than you have ever known about. This is what you could enlist yourself into by choosing to buy this book at once. With an apt understanding of the unconscious stream of the mind and how it bullies the conscious stream, thereby depriving you of sleep, Bedtime Stories for Adults has been put together. Not out of skepticism, but with the ideal understanding of how these things work. In turn, stories have been put together that will allow you to observe your mind in all its state, access your inner calm, and walk out of insomnia without any drug. The time to start with this journey is now, and there should be no delay. In most cases, there are objections to try other methods of rectifying insomnia. People want to go for the pharmaceutical methods, whereby they would have various drugs and just get it over with. Like you might know of antibiotics and some other forms of drugs, our bodies get resistant, or rather familiar with them. What do you do when you have finally gotten unresponsive or resistant to that treatment you had adopted? At this point, things become even harder than they had been earlier. Checking from the experience of those who have been in these shoes before, you can be sure you do not want to be in these shoes. Hence, you must go for a more permanent and promising option. However, reading through the different stories that are in this book, Bedtime Stories for Adults, you get the opportunity to find a better and permanent cure. One thing about the mind is that the effects on the mind are usually more permanent than they are temporal. This book aims at taking you on that journey of a permanent rectification. Thus, in later times, even when you are combated with experiences that want to drive you into insomnia, you can properly deal with it. Why? You have a permanent cure, and it is always very effective to use. Unlike the body, the mind does not gain resistance to the main cure.